and you start, you stand in front of that conveyor belt. You do not touch any other thing which you do not require. You just touch your own luggage only, right? Does it happen? Okay. The same thing happened with the hormone. So what you are the targeted cell, right?
Okay.
Right. So like luggage, the hormones keep on flowing in blood. That conveyor belt is like blood, and that luggage is, right, it's like hormone. And where it will go, when it will, they will reach their target organ where exactly they have to work, then only they will combine, right? So that's how the hormone work. Here the example which is given, that is the ADH, anti-diuretic hormone, right? Now how does, like, you have your eyes to recognize that this is your luggage. So how does the hormone, or how does the receptor cell have their how does they recognize that this is our hormone, this is the hormone, this is the hormone we require, right? So actually what happened, this is example of, this is anti-diuretic hormone, the example which I have been given, anti-diuretic hormone, ADH, right? This is ADH, anti-diuretic hormone. This ADH is first messenger, right? It bind to receptor. What is the receptor? The receptor are a type of protein. They are protein, and they are found at surface of cell, found at surface of membrane, right? Surface of membrane. So these receptor can recognize their hormone, right? Like your eyes. So your eyes are receptor, right? Now ADH receptor cell membrane, right? This is the ADH receptor which is present in cell membrane, and this is the cell membrane. Now this ADH will bind with the receptor. It activate the membrane bound protein, right? It activate. So what will happen? The channel will open, right? The gate will open, the channel will open. We have already understood this thing in cell biology, right? Now the channel will open, the membrane bound protein, right? That activate. Now what will do, this ADH receptor which is present in the cell membrane, what it will activate adenylate cyclase, right? It's an enzyme, right? Adenylate cyclase, right? When it will activate adenylate cyclase, what is adenylate cyclase? Adenylate cyclase is also a type of protein substance, right? Now this is the secondary actually messenger, right? Now ATP will be spent, means ATP will convert into ADP, right? Means energy expense will take place. At the expense of energy, now this adenylate cyclase, it will convert into cyclic AMP, CAMP. This is the second messenger, right? So the first messenger were hormone which bind to receptor. Now the second messenger is CAMP, cyclic AMP. Cyclic AMP is a energy molecule, or after getting energy, this is a type of messenger protein. So CMP, you can say this is a messenger protein. This messenger protein will be activated out. Now what will do, it will trigger to the cell glycogen breakdown, whatever the function it have to do, it will trigger that function. That's how the hormone work. This is the hormonal action.
So adenylate cyclase releases energy from ATP, or does it use up ATP?
It uses up the ATP.
Okay.
It uses the ATP. So at the expense of ATP, right, it get converted into CMP, cyclic AMP.
Okay, so it turns into CAMP.
Right.
Okay.
So there are two messengers. Got it?
Okay. So the CAMP triggers a response in cell.
Exactly. What exactly it have to do? That is the function of CMP.
So CAMP just tells the cell that this is low, you have to increase it.
CMP actually that trigger that reaction. Suppose that glycolysis have to start, then CMP will start the glycolysis.
Okay, so it initiates.
It will
Starts
initiate
the
that
reaction.
cycle, which,
Okay.
which have to go on, right?
So ADH is in hormone.
Yeah, anti-diuretic hormone.
Okay.
That reduces the
That's how
rate
every
of
hormone works?
ADH hormone reduces the rate of urine formation.
No, what I'm asking is every hormone works like this?
Every hormone work like this. This is a
Okay.
general function of hormone. That's how the hormone action takes place.
Okay. But this
And this is,
happens inside the cell?
yeah, it
Okay.
happens inside the cell.
Okay. Understood.
Suppose that insulin is there. So what will happen? Insulin will go to cell, receptor will bind by that, right? Now a receptor bound membrane will activate enzyme adenine cyclase. CMP formation will take place. CMP will go, and what will do? CMP will start the reaction of formation of glycogen from glucose.
Okay.
Clear? 100%?
Yes. So, like the glycogen, for example, the CAMP, if I don't know how to say this, if glycogen is more, it will tell the cell to decrease it, right?
Right, right.
Okay.
If
And then the
glucose
cell
is
will
more,
start to decrease it.
yeah, if glucose is more amount is there, so it will decrease the amount of the glucose over there and convert into glycogen.
Okay. What reduces the glycogen amount? Like what part of the cell
There is
helps
another
it?
enzyme, glucagon. So
Okay. So
suppose that
that's present
again,
inside the cell?
sorry,
That's present inside the cell?
right. It is present inside the cell.
Okay. So CAMP tells it to break it down, and then that enzyme starts to break it down.
Right.
Okay.
Mm. Now this was for the general action of the hormone, right? So let's read it out. Mm. So this is the effect test. How does the hormone affect, right? And the another one, this is the mechanism is given for those hormones that enter inside cells. Right? Here you can say this hormone does not enter inside cell. It have just started the triggered reaction. It have just triggered the reaction, and that's how the reaction takes place. Here, what is happening? This hormone is so steroid hormones such as estrogen and testosterone are lipid soluble, right? So lipid soluble hormone, because we have already understood in the cell biology that lipid soluble things can go inside easily, and those which are the water soluble, they have to go through the channels, right? Steroid hormones such as estrogen and testosterone are lipid soluble. They can pass through the membrane and act as internal messenger themselves, right? They do not require cyclic AMP. They can go inside and they can work themselves. Inside the cell, hormone bind to a receptor, and hormone receptor complex passes through the pores of the nuclear membrane in the nucleus. The hormone attached to the receptor act as DNA transcription factor and regulating the gene expression and switching the second action of DNA off. Look, what is happening over here? Like a hormone which is given over here, estrogen, right? Estrogen is a hormone which basically work on the females. Estrogen and progesterone. This hormone, because this is lipid soluble, it can easily pass through the membrane, because 80% part of the membrane or 70% part of the membrane is made up of lipid. It can pass through easily. Now what happened? There is an estrogen receptor which is present inside the cell. This hormone will bind with the estrogen receptor. After binding with the estrogen receptor, it will pass through the nuclear membrane, right? Because there are certain pore in the nuclear membrane. These are called nuclear pore. Through nuclear pore, it will go inside the nucleus, passes through the nuclear pore and act as transcription factor. Transcription, do you remember, Affaf?
Yes.
Protein synthesis. So it will start transcription. So we know that after in the transcription, formation of messenger RNA will take place. Messenger RNA will come out of the nuclear pore. After coming out, we have already understood maturation will take place. This mRNA will join with the ribosome, right? After joining with the ribosome, formation of protein will take place. Means translation will take place. After translation, it changes the cell function. It will start functioning whatever it has been assigned. That's how the function will take place. So there are two methods of hormonal action. First, for those
So after
hormones,
becoming the protein, after it turns into protein, it changes the function of the cell.
right? Because proteins are enzyme, and enzymes they trigger the reactions.
So let's say if someone has too much estrogen in their body, what will happen? How will the cell be affected by that?
Sorry. Someone have
If someone has too much or too little estrogen, how will it affect the cell?
they will adversely affect the cell. Too much hormones. Oh, like excess of hormone, they causes abnormality, and scarcity of hormone and deficiency of the hormone also causes deficiency. Both are harmful. Hypersecretion and hyposecretion, both are the hormone. Both are harmful. Both causes deficiencies. Did you got this one as well?
Yes. The ADH hormone, is it water soluble?
Yeah, that is water soluble.
Okay.
That is not liquid soluble. Actually, steroids are the lipid soluble. Means they are the basically they are themselves made up of lipid. Steroids, all steroids.
Okay. But like, is all hormones are proteins, right?
No. All enzymes are protein,
Okay.
but hormones are either protein or peptides or steroids. Remember?
Okay.
What is that? Osmoregulation. That I will tell you separately. PPT. Okay. So this is the excretion part. Let me tell you osmoregulation, micturition. Then we will do the first. Let me tell you the osmoregulation. Then I'll tell you the thermoregulation from here, because that is the simple thing. So first, let me show you the osmoregulation. Means excretory system and excretion. So now let me tell you of what is excretion. Can you tell me what is excretion?
Removal of excess substances from the
Removal
body.
of
Undigested food.
ha.
Solutes
That is not
and
excretion.
water. Is it?
That is absolutely wrong.
Oh.
You know, removal of undigested. It is written over here. Here. Look,
Oh.
I have already written. Removal of undigested food is called defecation. This is not excretion. Actually. So what is excretion? Removal of nitrogenous waste from body is called excretion. Specifically, this is called very precisely. This is called excretion.
Okay.
So look, what can be stored in body? We have already studied biomolecule part, so we know all carbohydrate means sugars, they are made up of like glucose, Sugar, extra sugar or extra carbohydrate can be stored in our body. What can be stored in our body? Yes, we have the arrangement of storage of this one. What? Sugar. So sugar is converted into glycogen and stored in our liver, right? So there is arrangement of storage of glucose, right? Sugar can be stored. Fat, yes, fat is a lipid and it is stored in a special type of the tissue. This is called adipose tissue. Yes, fat can be stored. Can we store the protein? Affaf? Can we?
I don't
We
know.
can't. We can't. We can't. Actually, there is no process. There is not any process to store the protein. Protein we can't store. So what happened? We always eat the protein. Sometimes it is very excess amount of the protein. So the protein, suppose that our body require 100 gram of the protein, but we have eaten the 150 gram. What will happen with the extra 50 gram? Out of this extra 50 gram, we know that the protein is made up of what? What is the basic unit of protein?
Amino acid.
Very good, excellent, amino acid. And we have discussed the formula as well. Amino acid formula is RCOONH2. This is amide group, and this R is actually hydrocarbon chain. What happened? This CONH2 part, it is removed from here, and this R part, this alkyl part, it is converted into sugar and is stored in body. But this CONH2 part, right, this amide part, it is removed and this is converted into urea. And what is the formula of urea? NH2CONH2. It is converted into urea, and after conversion of urea, formation of urine takes place. So why formation of urine takes place? Why we have to go for urination? Actually, we eat protein and extra protein need to be removed from our body because it is harmful. That's why urine is produced. That's why we need to go for urination. Clear?
Yes.
You must
So
have
what
seen.
if it doesn't get removed from the body?
Actually, it will be converted into urea. Urea will start accumulating in our body and the person will die.
Oh wow. Lovely.
You know, one more very important thing which I want to tell you. Last time I told you how the killer kills the people, right? Don't try it. Okay. So how the killer kills people when they push the knife inside his stomach. If you are pushing, you must have seen a person had been stabbed 25 times, 50 times and saved,
Yes.
right? Actually, if the person have killed someone, if the person have stabbed 50 times and the person is still alive, it means the person who was killer, he was untrained. He was a normal person like you and me. But you know what the trained people do, who are trained to kill? They just put two knives at two places and the person will die within 15 minutes. You can't save that. What happened? You must have seen that the people who are killer kind of the people, like those who are trained to kill, they have this kind of the knife. This kind of the knife. You will see this kind of the knife. This kind of the teeth-like structure. This kind of they kill the people with the help of this kind of the knife. This is the knife actually basically which is designed to kill people. What they do? They just put the knife and they pull it from the back side of the stomach. So that is the position of kidney. They pull it, they rotate it, and they pull back. When they rotate it, what happened? Kidney actually get damaged, and kidney get stuck with the head part of the knife. When they pull it back, the kidney get ruptured, and then they damage second kidney. That's how they attack, right? When kidney get damaged, urea start coming out in the blood, accumulation of the urea. 10 to 15 minutes due to accumulation of the urea, person will die because urea is like poison for the body. Got it?
Yes.
If urine formation will not take place, that's what will happen. Right? So, you know, when you know that how does it happen, you know, this is not like the medical science is not to train people how to kill. Medical science is for how to protect yourself, right? If a person like attack on any person with the help of the knife. If he or she is able to protect this nerve and kidney, that can't be killed easily. That there is a fair of 90% chances that the person will be saved, right? Until unless excessive bleeding is not over there. So look, now the mode of excretion. Did you take in the screenshot or note it down this one, Affaf?
No, let me take.
Yeah, please take the screenshot, and I expect that you will note it down in your this notebook after the class.
Done, sir.
Mode of excretion. Now, some of the animal, right, they excrete ammonia as their excretory product. Ammonia is a gaseous form, like those animals which are found basically in water, aquatic animal. So they are called ammonotelic, right? They are found in excess of water, like earthworm, leech, arthropods, right? Some animal excrete urea as a nitrogenous waste. They are called ureotelic. These animals are found in the moderate water availability. Earthworm, when water is in excess amount, please focus over here. When water is in excess, earthworm will be ammonotelic. When water is in moderate amount, it will be ureotelic, right? So it will then frog, turtle, human, etc. Some animals, they excrete out uric acid as nitrogenous waste. They are called uricotelic. Actually, this uric acid is a white color salt. It is least toxic and it can be stored in the body for the longer time, right? So the formation of uric acid takes place in body of those animals which are found in scarcity of water, right? They are found in scarcity of water, right? So these animals are found in scarcity of water. So they are called uricotelic. So if someone asks you which is the least harmful nitrogenous compound, then you have to answer that uric acid is the least harmful nitrogenous compound, waste product.
Okay.
Okay. So who are the uricotelic? Mainly they are the lizard, land reptiles, snake, bird, most of insect. Then aminotelic. There are some animal which directly excrete out amino acid, right? Like molluscans, echinoderms means starfish anodli. Last but not the least, the spider is guanotelic. They excrete guanine as their excretory product. Then they are called guanotelic. Clear?
Yes.
Note it down, please.
I just took the screenshot.
Very good. Now come to the human excretory system. This is the human excretory system. We have two kidney. So are they equal in size?
Yes.
Note it down, Affaf. Everything which is present in pair in human body is not similar. Not even this part of nostril, not these both two eyes, not these both of the arms, nothing. Even not this half part of the face is different, this half part is different. It is not similar. So the things which are present in our body in pair, they are not similar. Right? Even the kidney or not. The right side, this right side kidney is slightly lower and smaller, and left side kidney is slightly higher at the end, right? So look, aorta bring blood directly from the heart, right? So from the heart, aorta bring the blood. Aorta, now get divided into two parts. That is left renal artery and right renal artery. So basically, the renal artery is the pipeline which takes urea blood, right? The blood which is mixed with the urea that takes to the kidney. Now blood goes to the kidney. Kidney have some millions of this small filter. That so kidney is a RO system, and inside kidney there are a number of the filter which are called nephrons that filter the blood. After filtration, the blood they extract urea and water, some amount of the water, and they filter blood, right? The filtered blood go back to the body with the help of renal vein. So left renal vein and right renal vein. It push back the blood or give back blood to the body, and after that it goes to the from the with the help of inferior vena cava or vena cava, it reaches to the heart again. Right? That's how the blood is filtered. But in the same time, the kidney have taken water from the blood. So every time blood come to the water, come to the kidney, kidney take the water. That's why the water amount reduces in the blood. And to maintain that water amount, we have to drink water every time, right? That's why the water drinking is required for us. Now, this small amount of the water and urea, it has been sent back with the help of two pipes. They are called ureter, the left ureter and right ureter. This both of the ureter, they keep on filling, keep on transferring this urea and water to a bladder that is called urinary bladder. The urinary bladder keep on collecting the urine. There are two valves, right? They are called sphincter muscles. Sphincter muscles work like valve, like the pressure that the like the that the whistle in the pressure cooker. So it work like valve, right? When it get filled, we feel that we have to go for urination, and sphincter muscle open, then the urine flows out of the body with the help of a pipeline called urethra. So this is the human excretory system. Tell me, got it or not?
Yes, but sir, if a person drinks less water, how are the kidneys affected?
If a person drink,
Less water.
then
How is the person affected?
the body reaction will become slow. Have you seen the dehydration?
Yeah.
That is the
So
process.
metabolism will also be slow?
Exactly, that metabolism will become slow. Dehydration,
Uh,
that will be the
yeah.
situation of dehydration.
Okay, so everything will slow down.
That's why it is
And
suggested by the doctor that drink more and more water.
okay, so if a person decides to donate a kidney,
Okay.
how is this excretion process affected by it?
Yeah, actually that will become slow. Then the person have to do that, keep on the drinking water more and more, and have to eat less protein substance.
Hmm.
Because one kidney filter 100 11 liter blood per day.
Okay,
Yes, right. So do you drink water more or less?
really less.
Huh?
Less.
Less.
Yeah,
That
well,
is
I drink less.
that is very bad. Nowadays it's too cold outside, but still I drink 1.5 liter or 2 liter water while sleeping,
Okay.
and while teaching I keep on drinking water like this way because my throat become dry. So I keep on drinking water. So during daytime it's 5 or 6 liter, and even while sleeping 2 liter. So always drink water more and more. If you drink water more, you'll require medicine less.
Okay,
And
that's nice.
use medicine least amount. You're a biology student. You use because if you use medicine in least amount, your body resistance will be strong. Your own immune system will
Okay.
become strong. Yes. And the day when you will take the medicine, it will affect quickly to your body. I follow it. That's why I'm suggesting you. So this was the human excretory system.
Okay.
Now, what is the next? What are the nephron? Actually, kidney, our kidney is made up of millions of.
Nephron.
Just a minute. Just a minute. There should be structure of kidney. Yes, it is there. That's what I was searching.
Oh yes, I remember all this.
Yeah. So this diagram, I have made this diagram. You can make this same diagram in your notebook. Right. This is literal section of kidney. Right. LS of kidney. So look, there is a outer covering of capsule. This capsule is made up of actually the outer layer that is called renal fasciola, renal fascia, right? Then, so this is a covering, membrane-like covering. Then there is a adipose tissue. Again, this is protective adipose capsule, right? So this is made up. Adipose tissue are those tissues which collect the fat. You know, remember?
Yeah.
Okay. So after that, there is one more covering that is called renal capsule. So there are three capsules: renal fascia, adipose capsule, renal capsule. These are the protective covering. After that, there is a layer, there is a zone that is called cortex. Right? So half of nephron body is found in the cortex. Then you can see there are these kind of the structure. These are called major calyces. So this one, these big branches are called major calyces. So there are 2 to 3 major calyces, and then there are further branching. These branches, this one, these branches, these are called minor calyces. There are 7 to 13 minor calyces, right? After these minor calyces, there are some these rays are projecting out. They are called medullary pyramids, right? And between the medullary pyramid there is a thing which is called renal column of Bardet, right? So now they are every minor classes contain 15 to or 16 medullary pyramids, right? Nephron, the position of nephron is this one. You can see this one. This is the
Okay.
position, right? So half of the nephron is found in which one? Cortex part. Half of the nephron is found in renal column, right?
Okay.
Then we have already understood that the which takes the blood inside, that is called renal artery, and which takes out the blood, that is called renal vein.
Sir, um, okay, so the blood goes to the nephron through the calyx, right?
Exactly.
And then
It
the
is filtered
nephron
over there.
filters it and it sends it back.
Right.
So
And
it goes out from the renal vein.
exactly. And some excretory material and urea and water is extracted, and it is keep on sending back to the urinary bladder with the help of ureter.
Okay.
Right. So there are 10 lakh nephron average per kidney, right? And the filtration capability is 1100 to 1200 milliliter blood per minute. Now you can understand how efficient this one is. It work at the micro level. Human body is the masterpiece which has been made by the God. Now, this is urinary bladder, right? Ureter comes over here. Ureter open. Right? This the opening of ureter takes place in trigone, right? And the inner lining of this bladder is made up of transitional epithelium, right? And then there is one the internal sphincter. There's internal this one internal wall, and there is external sphincter. These are the two wall. You know, when we feel that we have to go for urination, internal sphincter open. When we urinate out, on that time external sphincter open, right? So internal sphincter is voluntary muscles, involuntary, right? It automatic open, right? And external sphincter is voluntary up to certain limit. You know that if a person will hold for the longer time, will not go, this voluntary muscle will become involuntary after some time, right? Because they are like valve. After a certain pressure, valve will open automatically, right? Is it clear?
Yes.
Taking the screenshot of both of them.
Yes.
Great.
So what
Now,
does trigone do?
trigone is just like a tissue structure, nothing else. A triangular structure where the both of the ureter open. We call that part trigone.
Okay.
Now the structure of nephron. So these kind of the nephron, they are the unit of kidney, right? They help in, they are the basic filter of the kidney, right? And this basic filter of the kidney, they are 10 million in per kidney, right? And their function, these filters are basically responsible for filtrate out the blood. Okay. So look, this swollen part, now try to understand the structure of nephron. This swollen part, this swollen part is called glomerulus, right? This swollen part, it is called glomerulus.
Sir,
Yeah.
the nephrons are interconnected?
Yes, nephrons are interconnected, not with each other. Actually, like every twig or every stem have leaf, right? So
Yeah.
this stem part, you can call this stem part collecting duct, right? So in this collecting duct, there is one nephron, then there will be second nephron, then there will be third nephron, fourth nephron. That's how the nephrons are joined with, like leaves. Got it?
Okay.
But one nephron is not interconnected with another one. The ending of nephron are connected with a common pipe that is called collecting duct. Okay?
Okay, so the endings of them are attached to the collecting duct.
Exactly. So look, this swollen part is called glomerulus. Now this is folded tube. So this is called convoluted tubule. Convolution means folded. So this is called convoluted tubule. Then this number one, this part is called proximal tubule. Why proximal? Proximity means near, right? Because this part is near to glomerulus, hence it is called PCT, proximal convoluted tubule, PCT. Okay. Then this pipe comes down, this yellow color pipe come down, it make U-shaped structure. This is called loop of Henle. Got it?
Yeah.
Now again, this part, where is the third number? This is called distal convoluted tubule. Distal means the part which is away from glomerulus. That is distal. Convoluted means folded. Tubule means tubule. DCT. So PCT, loop of Henle, and DCT. These three part make, and glomerulus. These four part make a nephron. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now what happened? Affaf, impure blood comes inside the glomerulus with the help of renal artery. This renal artery bring the blood. Now inside glomerulus there is a structure. I'll discuss that structure. There is a structure which filter. Right now the pure blood goes back with the help of this one, arterioles. Right, it goes back. Right now the substance which has been taken from the blood, that is called filtrate. It is not called urine here. Why filtrate? Because it have many important tubules. Now what happened when these arterioles goes back, they keep on like they make a network like connections around they are entangled with this loop of Henle. Right now what happened, the important substance which are still present in filtrate, means this is not pure urine, filtrate, that is taken back by these arteries or veins with the help of diffuser. Right, finally after that, when this keep on traveling, so when this filtrate reaches from PCT, then important substance taken back, then it reaches the loop of Henle, again important substance like glucose, vitamins, minerals, they are taken back, because these should not go in waste. Right, then when it will reach the PCT, a DCT, again important substance will take place. Finally all the important substance which should not go as a waste are taken back by the body. Now when this part, when this liquid reaches to this one collecting tubule, now here we give the term urine. Now this is urine. Now there is no important substance which is going out of the body. Right, now here we call urine. Is it clear?
So proximal tubule and distal tubule, they reabsorb the important substances.
No. From there, these blood capillary reabsorb important substance,
Okay.
right? Is that clear, Affaf?
Right?
Right?
Okay.
Okay. Mm. Oh, now this is very important. And I have made it, I have worked hard in it. If you understand this diagram, you will understand how the urine formation takes place. Everything is there in this diagram. But you have to focus on that part which I have underlined with the red. Okay, Affaf?
Okay.
Now try to understand patiently, right? Whatever I am saying. Okay. Focus on board. So look, uh, afferent means that pipe. Afferent means that pipe which, oh, what is it? Yeah. Okay. So afferent means which bring blood inside, and efferent means which bring back, right? Uh, this is the network part, right? Right. So inside the Bowman's capsule, this is called glomerulus. Glomerulus is like sieve-like structure. It's a network-like structure where filtration takes place. Blood came inside, goes inside the glomerulus, then filtered blood come out. After that, I told you the filtrate is there. Now this filtrate means the substance which has been taken, waste substance which has been taken from the blood, it has some important substance or useful substance as well. Now it reaches to PCT, proximal convoluted tubule, PCT, right? Now what will happen from here? Sodium and potassium taken back because they are the important substance. So sodium, potassium taken back, 60%, 65% of the filtrate important substances are absorbed here, like hormone, glucose, amino acids, and water, means extra water. They are taken back over here, where? At proximal convoluted tubule, PCT. Clear?
Sir, potassium, calcium, and sodium is also taken in.
Taken out
Oh,
means from filtrate, taken back from filtrate, because they are useful for our body. They should not go as a waste. Got it?
okay, so they're reabsorbed.
If arrow is outside, means they are taken back from this pipeline,
Okay.
right? Okay. Now this part is in cortex. Now the lower part, loop of Henle. Clear? Affaf, this one clear?
Yes.
Now the filtrate came in the loop of Henle. When it came to the loop of Henle, water is reabsorbed, means extra water that has been reabsorbed. Then this lower part, this coming down part, this is called descending limb, and this coming going up part of U is called ascending limb. Actually, this going up part means ascending limb. This is impermeable to water, right? But this is permeable to NaCl. So NaCl is taken back, right? Got it? Now again,
Yes.
so in descending limb, water is reabsorbed. In ascending limb, NaCl is reabsorbed, and then this is going upside, and then this part is called DCT, distal convoluted tubule. Here, sodium ions are taken back from the filtrate under the aldosterone. under a hormone that is called aldosterone, and this hormone is released from the adrenal gland. Okay, then in DCT, water is taken back under the influence of ADH, antidiuretic hormone. That is, water absorption takes place from the post. It is released from the posterior pituitary. Got it, Affaf?
Yes.
Now, this after the DCT, this filtrate came into connecting tubule. So this branch is called connecting tubule. Now it reaches to collecting duct. Now you can call it urine. So till this point, till DCT, this connecting tubule, you call it filtrate. After that, you call it urine. From urine, sodium is again taken back under the influence of aldosterone. Right? Now, this is called urine, and that's how the urine formation takes place in every nephron. Tell me.
So the black arrows mean that it's taken away, reabsorbed.
If arrow is outside, means it is taken back by the body from the
Okay.
this pipeline of nephron.
Okay. So the red arrows meaning inside means they're
No,
going
no,
away, mixing with
don't
it.
go on the color of the arrow. Just go the
Okay.
head of arrow is outside. If outside means taken back. If inside means it goes in.
Yeah. Okay. Understood, sir.
Clearly. And now what you can do after the taking a screenshot, you can make this diagram in your notebook, right? And you can customize it with like as per your requirement. Clear? Else, this is really if you'll read it out in any textbook, it is really very complex process. You won't be able to understand. That was really very problematic for a student. Then I given the time and draw it by myself, right, to make it lucid for a student, right? Else, it's really very complex. A student cannot understand by reading through the textbook. You'll be confused, right? So this is sufficient, and make it at your textbook. That will be very helpful for you, right?
Okay.
Now, this is the neural control. How does the neurons control? Look, again, the same thing which we were studied, sympathetic, parasympathetic, right? Now look, this is sympathetic, means autonomous nervous system, right? So there are this is sympathetic, these two nerves, they reaches to the here, where one at the urinary bladder, another at the internal sphincter, right? They control the internal sphincter and urinary bladder. What they do when it get filled, right? So what it do? Relax ureter, the relax ureter, right? So this urinary bladder, it get relaxed, and contraction of internal sphincter, it means they help in filling of urine, right? Because this wall, they will keep on close this internal sphincter, means this wall, they will keep on closing this wall, and they will relax this urinary bladder, hence more and urine will be come inside when we want to go for urination. Now the parasympathetic nerve system starts, right? This is called nerve of emptying, because now it will empty our urinary bladder. It relax this sphincter, means sphincter will be relaxed, means it will open. Contraction of ureter, urinary bladder, they will contract the urinary bladder, and sphincter open the sphincter. Then the urine will pass out, and they are called nerve of emptying. And they are called sympathetic nervous system, they are called nerve of filling. Means in the nutshell, sympathetic nerve help in filling the urinary bladder, and parasympathetic nerve, it help in emptying the urinary bladder. Clear?
So I'm actually confused. What does sympathetic nerve and parasympathetic nerve and somatic nerve do here?
Actually, sympathetic nerve do what? Sympathetic nerve relax the urinary bladder
Okay.
and keep on closing the sphincter. So what will happen? More and more urine will collect over there.
Okay.
Now urinary bladder filled. So sympathetic nerve help in filling of urinary bladder. Got it? Now what will happen? Parasympathetic nerve will, when this will be filled. Now it means the work of parasympathetic, it will start contraction of the urinary bladder, put the pressure, and internal sphincter will open. Then you will feel that pressure is developed. I have to go for urine. You will rush to the washroom, right? When you will rush to the washroom, then willingly you want to release it. When you will release it, on that time somatic nerve will open, external sphincter, second gate will open, right? And urine will pass out.
Okay, sir, what is this L1 and L2, S2, S3,
You need
S4?
not to go, but that is the lower one, lower limb
But
2.
what are those?
They are just the numbering of nerves.
Okay, so these are nerves.
These are the nerves.
Okay.
Somatic nerve 2, somatic nerve 3, somatic nerve 4, like this way. They have given the just numbering, nothing else. Taking the screenshot of this one as well.
Yes, I need to take the screenshot of the top part. Done.
Okay, great. Now this is the dialysis. You must have listened the dialysis. Yeah, you must have listened. Affaf?
Yeah, of course.
So those where the whose kidney get damaged, then they people go for, means kidney get damaged means it's not working properly. What happened? The urea collection takes place in their blood, and now we have discussed a lot that the urea it's very poisonous. It need to be removed from our body. So what exactly we have to do? Then the person will go for urinary this one, dialysis, and actually this is called hemodialysis. So what they do? They put a pipeline with the help of that cannula, right? So there is artificial pressure monitor. They take out the blood. Blood is removed from radial artery, means for cleaning. So one cannula or injection is put at the radial artery, right? Then blood is removed for the cleaning. Pressure is measured over here. Now we put an injection of heparin infusion. Heparin that do not allow the blood to clot. It prevent the blood clotting. Then there is a small motor. This motor put the pressure, right? This is pump. This pump will pass into a chamber. That chamber is filled with, now the blood will flow inside some membrane. That membrane is basically made up of, which is that is dialyzer. This is the dialyzer membrane. It is cellophane membrane actually, right? The blood will pass in cellophane membrane, and around the cellophane membrane there is some dialyzing fluid, right? Now the excretory substance will pass from the these pipes. It will pass from the pass to the where it will pass to this fluid, right? Now what will happen? Now again the blood will go back, right? And good will it will be pushed back again, and clean blood is returned back and pushed inside the body. So that's how the dialysis. Now the dialysis process. This is the dialyzer process. So blood flow in cellophane membrane, which are semi-transparent, which are transparent from urea only, right? Dialysis fluid will go inside, and from here it is removed, right? So when fluid is removed, then what will happen? Then the urea will go back. That's how the urea is extracted.
Okay.
So this was about that's how our excretory system work. Clear everything?
Yes.
Great. ADH, what ADH do? ADH, when water scarcity is there, it will start, it will reduce the rate of urine formation and save our body, right? And how does it work? We have understood with the help of CMP. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. How does the feedback mechanism? How does the like means when when water scarcity is there, then the feedback will reach to the where that is this one hypothalamus. Hypothalamus will give this feedback to um, pituitary. Then pituitary will release ADH. Then ADH will start working. So that is the feedback mechanism. Same thing. We have discussed that. Thermoregulation. That's how to maintain the homeostasis and how to save our energy, right? Okay. So how do organisms warm up or cool down the body? That is called thermoregulation. Means maintaining the homeostasis, right? How does it take place? It's very simple. We have to study. We have to read it out. The surface temperature of an animal or plant can change rapidly, but its internal core most central temperature that is relevant to the enzyme activity, because we know that the enzyme action takes place at the optimum temperature only. Living organisms are continually cooling down or warming up the response of the surrounding. Most of ways which they are affected by the size of the animal. Small animals have a large surface area to volume ratio, so that transfer off more rapidly than larger animals. Look, if you will take the example of fish, why fish cannot tolerate high or low temperature? It cannot tolerate. It is very sensitive, will die easily if temperature will change. Because the surface area of body is more in compared to their mass or volume. That's why they cannot bear out very high temperature. But if we take the human, if elephant or other animal, their volume is more and surface area is less. Hence, they can tolerate more temperature range, higher or lower. Got it or not? Clear enough?
Yes.
Okay. There are several ways which we organism warm up or cool down the body. They warm up by product of metabolism. Chemical inefficiency means that the energy is wasted, which warm the center of organism. They cool down the evaporation of water from the body surface. A certain amount of cooling always occurs in a way from the mouth and respiratory surface of the animals which live in the land and cannot control sweating like us. Sweating and behavioral patterns such as wallowing, spending time in mud in the water, and can increase the cooling, like buffalo and all that. Sometimes humans in swimming pool, right? Energy may be transferred to or from the environment by the radiation. The transfer of energy in the form of electromagnetic wave, we know. Infrared radiation, it is most important form of the energy absorbed and radiated out by the animal. Night vision binocular detect this infrared. That's how they recognize. That's how you can see the animals in the night. Energy may be transferred to or from the environment by convection. The transfer of energy by current, air, or water. Convection current as set up around the relatively hot object. So adaptation to prevent the cooling by these currents are common in animals. These are very simple things, we know all these things. Energy may be transferred from the environment by the conduction or the transfer of the heat or consolidated molecules conduct particular important between organism and the ground or the water or the air does not conduct well. Neither does fat. So the adipose tissue, fatty tissues are very valuable insulator, preventing the energy to exchange with the environment. That's why the fat people feel more heat, because fat is insulator. Thermoregulation in animals. The mammals, including humans, live in wide variety of habitat. That's true. They need to regulate their temperature to avoid the damage of their cells and enable them to have the active way of life. Mammals are endotherms, and endotherm relies on the own metabolic process to provide at least some warming as well as usually have body temperature higher than the ambient temperature. Uh, can you tell me, Afaf, which part of body keeps our blood warm? Because every time these are the cold days, right? So the heat should be
The
emit out.
skin.
No, not at all. The skin,
I don't know.
skin cannot prevent. If you are fat one, then it can prevent heat. But which is the heater of our body? Our blood temperature is 37 degrees centigrade. So there must be some heater which maintain this temperature. Which is the heater in our body?
I don't know.
Liver.
Homeostasis? No? Oh,
Liver,
okay.
liver, liver.
Okay.
Liver work as geyser inside our blood. It keep on heating our body. Got it?
Yes. So if a
Mammals.
person keeps on feeling cold or hot, no matter what the season is, then
Sorry,
it means that something is wrong with the liver.
sorry. Again, tell me again.
What I'm trying to say is, if a person feels cold all the time, no matter what the season is,
Okay.
then it means that something is wrong with the liver.
Definitely, there's something is wrong with the person. Means his body resistance is weak.
Oh, wow.
Right? There may be like less hemoglobin. There may be some deficiency,
Okay.
not defect but deficiency, right? And it happens with those people who are like very less amount of the energy is present in their body. Mammals regulate their body temperature in a number of different ways. They are adapted to conserve their body temperature when necessary and also advantage of the warmth from the environment possible. It means that there are few environment in which they cannot survive in order to maintain their body temperature against the adverse environmental conditions. The metabolic rate and endotherms has to be high. This means that they eat a lot of the food and supply their metabolic needs. They also need to adaptation which allow them thermoregulate during the exercise. Which generate the large amount of the metabolic heat. Thermoregulation in human. Thermoregulation in human is a good example of homeostasis as we regulate our body temperature within very narrow range. The main source of the warming for our metabolism, but humans survive almost every area of the world have effective way to both transferring energy to the environment and conserving the energy when needed. People use wide variety of the behavioral mechanism keep them warm, cool down needed. The major difference between the human and other mammals in respect to the temperature regulation is that we can manipulate our temperature with the help us to survive, like AC and heater. People build warm houses, light, fire, wear cloths, help to keep them warm and cold conditions. We make cool buildings, use air condition, and build a swimming pool to keep the ourselves comfortable high temperature. In spite of behavioral adaptation, we still maintain the all our homeostatic adaptation for the temperature regulation. They play a major role in them. These all are the very easy topic, easy kind of topic. Skin. The major homeostatic organ involved in thermoregulation in most of the endotherm is skin. As water evaporates from the surface amount of the surface of the mouth, nose, so inevitable cooling occurs because of their moist surface. The skin, however, has enormous surface area that can be modified either by the cooling or keeping them warm. Skin is largest single organ. That is very important. If some if somebody asks you which is the largest organ, the answer will be skin. Mhm. The skin is the largest single organ. It covers the entire surface of the body in a waterproof layer, providing protection against the mechanical damage and the damage ultraviolet radiation of the sun. The surface area of your skin is about 2 meters square, and your skin make it 16% of your body weight. Keeping cool. Major role skin plays major role in the maintaining the core body temperature within a dynamic equilibrium during the exercise or the high external temperature. It helps to prevent overheating in a number of the way. A rich supply of the blood capillary near the surface of the skin, cooling by radiation. Convection and conduction of the environment occurs from the blood flowing through the skin. This cools the controlled via arteriovenous shunt. Cooling is controlled by during the exercise, or if external temperature rises, the shunt is closed and vasodilation occurs. Actually, what happens when temperature is high? The outer the veins which are present in the outer skin, they dilate, means their diameter increase and blood flow increase. Hence, the transfer of heat takes place more, and we lose more and more heat. During winter time, what happened? These contraction of heat takes place. So contraction of these surface blood capillaries present at the surface will take place, and the flow of the blood will decrease. Hence, there will be low heat dissipation. So that's what is mentioned in here. Look, nowadays winters are going on, so our skin becomes stretch, right? And it contract. So contraction and stretching of this skin, it contract the capillaries which are present on the surface, and blood pressure reduces. That's why the blood flow reduces. Hence, if the less blood flow, it means the less heat loss will take place at the winter time. That's how it takes place. So this is the keeping cool, keeping warm. Vasoconstruction means construction of the blood capillaries. Whenever these animals, these like birds, like they do like this way. They inflate their body like balloon. So this is the mechanism of heat production, or production of heat, and saving their body from the winters, right? From low temperature, like this diagram picture. The same thing is given over there. Warm environment, in cool environment. In warm environment, diameter will increase, more heat loss. In cool environment, like cold environment, diameter will reduce, less heat loss. Thermoregulatory center. Look, let's read out this one. In homeostatic feedback system, there need to be a receptor which are sensitive to these changes in the system. In case of the thermoregulation, there are two types of the receptor in the brain directly monitor the temperature of the blood, while receptor in the skin detect the changes in the external environment. This allow the greatest sensitivity, both changes in the core temperature and the external temperature. This allow the great sensitivity to both changes in the core temperature and the potential changes as well. The temperature receptor in the brain are hypothalamus, and they act as thermostat. We have discussed already. Thermostat of the body, keep the right temperature. As a result of the sensitive feedback mechanism, the temperature in the human body is usually controlled within the range of 1 degree centigrade, right? If the temperature of the blood flowing through the hypothalamus increases, thermoregulatory center is activated. It send the impulses to the autonomic motor nerve and effector nerve to increase the blood flow through the skin and increase the sweating. The erector pili muscles are relaxed, and so the so the hairs lie flat, and they and and any and any shivering stops. The metabolic rate may be reduced to the lower amount of the warming in the body. The response of the same, whether the increase in the core temperature come come from warming due to the internal factor. The temperature in the nutshell, what happens? Suppose that when the blood is flowing through the hypothalamus, what will happen if the temperature is rise? What it will do? It will start all the mechanism to decrease the temperature. Like sweating will start. Second, the hair will become flat so that the more heat loss could take place. And then what will happen? These blood capillary will relax and all that. That's how the heat dissipation will take place. And in the same way, if temperature is down, then hypothalamus will try to control the temperature by like hairs will become like goosebumps. Why the goosebumps? Goosebumps helpful in preventing the uh, uh, heat loss, because when the goosebump takes place, the air between the goosebumps, air between these hairs, it trapped, and it prevent this trapped air prevent the exchange of the heat. Same thing is given here or here diagrammatically.
Sir, should I focus on the diagram above?
Exactly, you should. This was the better.
Have
This
we
one is better.
studied this?
Yeah, you have to study it again. So this is just normal. So how the thermoregulation takes place, you have to study it.
No, but I'm asking, have you shown me this diagram? Have you studied it?
Me?
No.
Uh,
What I'm saying is, have you studied this diagram previously?
no. This is just very simple process. So it's a everywhere it's mentioned in the love form literature only. How does the temperature regulation takes place? So actually, this is the part of ecology in our syllabus, and this is called the physiological control of the temperature and behavioral control of the temperature. So this is the physiological control of the temperature. In behavioral control of the temperature, you will see that basking to the sun by lizard. So what happened at the winter time? The body temperature of the lizard gets down, and at the early morning they come out of their holes, and what they do, they open their mouth and watch towards the sun. By this way, they take the heat and maintain their body temperature. That is the behavioral temperature, behavioral control of the temperature. Like during the winter we start shivering, and um, so the shivering process is the process of generating the temperature. This is the behavioral control of the temperature, and with the help of this one, what to say, uh, hypothalamus. So by this way, this is the physiological control of the temperature. We control the temperature of the body by like two way. But go through with this diagram, it's a better.
Okay.
Okay, so this was a 7C. You have to go through with the 7C completely, right? You have to read it out again. And in case if you are facing any problem in any, if you have any question, you have to underline and note it down and ask me in next class. And go through with it, whatever we have studied today. In case if you have any doubt, please ask me.
Sir, so the class is going to.
Sorry?
Sorry, sir, I couldn't hear you by the end of what you said.
I said go through with it,
Okay.
and then if you have any question, note it down and ask me in next class.